Hello and welcome to tonight's League All About It show, round number 8. You're live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram over here, and YouTube as well. Seemingly it's where all the cool kids hang out. And I've got the Letterpress page up there and running. I'm wearing green tonight for Ireland, not for Kerry. Ireland couldn't get the job done. Real pity. And a wet night out there caused havoc across the scores. Maybe a wet, slippy ball lads aren't used to, especially dry pitch with wet grease on top of it. I'd say it was just absolutely manic out there tonight. You can see down in a lot of the results. I have a whole lot. What do I have? I have a lot of games, and then there was 4 games played, 4 games played last night, 10 tonight, and another 3 tomorrow, and then 1 was postponed because of Tomaso Hookie's passing, sad passing, the Plunket stalwart, and Leggy Gale, real great man. I was actually talking to him very start of the week as well. So yeah, sending my well wishes to and the support to his family and extended family and all around all of the Plunkets club as well. Right, so Kerry week all week on the podcast. You would have heard Adam Moynihan preview Kerry. You would have heard me pick my team. I've reacted to Jack and Mickey's team. I've done revisited back to the 2000s and then 2000, 2002. Follow up from that, David Clifford short. We have the ultimate answer on that. Kerry coming to Cullen as well. Playing in 1996, it was Morris Fitz got it banged in a goal. I've heard since that recording the podcast as well. So a few other links as well. Cathal Ferreter, you have Baz Flanagan played down there, Morris O'Sullivan, loads of connections, and not as daunting. Like I said, if you listen to the podcast, I hear we have a really good chance this weekend. But right, enough of that. I'll talk about that towards the end. You want to hear all about the league, all about it, and the games and the results and who did the damage on the wet, greasy night. Maybe fingers weren't able to fire in the results as quick as possible tonight because of the rain. We're not used to it now after living in tropical, really nice weather. But Division 1, 3 games in Division 1. First one was a draw. The Jocks have dropped the first point of the season. They drew 1-7-10 with the O'Mahony's in the Point Road. I'll tell you who got the big goal for the O'Mahony's and the leveller as well in that game. Dreadnoughts 2-7, a 2-3 winners over the Geraldines. That was a very much first half, second half game. I'll tell you who got the goals for both sides. 2 players got a brace for each side. Let's just put it that way. And the Pats, dramatic game, this one. They beat RD at home in Lordship. They're moving on to Division 2. Cooley beat the O'Connells last night 222-1-1. The Joes 313-214 winners. I'll talk about how that affects the table now very shortly. Dundalk and Ireland beat the crosstown rivals. The Clans 113-1-9. Kilkerley hit 5 goals past Lanier to win 514-1-9. Kevins 13 points to 12. I'll tell you the story of the tail end of that game shortly as well. And Hunterstown make it 2 wins and 2, 3-6-8 point winners over the Glen Emmets, neighbours Glen Emmets. The Stabannon, they beat the Tones last night by a point. I'll tell you who got the goals for both sides actually in that one and the tail of the game. Clyde are currently they're suffering to the hands of the Finbars. Finbars should see it out. Just waiting on an update. The latest update I got was it was 212-1-4 in Toter's favour, and I'm going to chalk them there for a win in that one unless Clyde come back. We've seen it tonight already with comebacks, which we'll get into as well. I have goal scores for Finbars. The Glide goal scores. If you have that Glide result as soon as it comes in, fire it into me. And then the Mitchells won again last night. They beat the Knicks. The Malachis beat Anamin. And I'll tell you the importance of that game too, how vital that was. The Shawns were defeated by the Westerns tonight, 110-11 points. Cuchulainn Gales won tonight, 213-6 over Dowdall's Hill. Right, where we go? I think we will go to Division 3A. Actually, no, we won't because we're still waiting on that Clyde Finbars result. The reason that game was delayed was as a referee didn't turn up, and then they finally got a referee. And I think Catlin, everything broke out down in Tor there. So trying to keep everything on the wraps down there. So we've got. I'll jump straight into the Division 2. Cooley had a massive win last night against the O'Connells, 222-1-1. Cooley got 111 in either half, and unfortunately, it looks to me, the O'Connells didn't score at all in the second half. Who got their goal? Their goal was TJ O'Connell got their goal. And then Conor Culligan got their first point. He drew the game after 50 minutes. That was the last time the O'Connell scored in that game. Fergal Malone landed a 45. James Riley, we spoke with him during the week. Dean McGreek and those two boys played against Clifford early on in his career at minor level. And O'Neill got 3 points. Mickey Rafferty got 9 points. 2 frees, 7 from play. And Callum O'Hanlon came off the bench, only sub for Cooley, I think, and got 2 goals. 1 in either half, so he must be an early substitute. Just waiting for updates. Let me see. Yeah, no, still waiting on that full-time confirmed result. I'll go through the performance of the week and how the tables land at the end. But the Joes, 3-13 to 2-14. That's another loss for the Gales. That's 2 losses in a row. Where were they? Are they still top of the table? We'll talk about that very shortly. But 2 goals in the opening quarter. Alan McKenna and Keane Sheridan sent them on the way. I'm waiting on the Gales goal scorers. If you have it, send it in to me. And then in the second half, the Joes just hung on. They kept the thing ticking over with a second half goal from Jack Mulligan and Conor Neary popping up with points that got them over the line. 1-5-1-4 at half time with the Dundalking Irelanders and the Clans. Kieran O'Connor got the Clans goal and Dermot Moan got the goal for the Irelanders, who had a stronger second half, kicked more points. I'm waiting on their point scores. But it's a big win for the Irelanders, who have kind of been on a rocky patch this past couple of weeks, but they steadied the ship somewhat. Then Kilkerley 5-14. Let me see. Glenlear 1-9. Let me see. Yeah, Paul Callan got 1-3 on the night. That's good going. Darren Malone didn't get any goals. He got a hat-trick the last night. I guess someone else, but yeah, he got 4 points in that loss to Kilkerley. Still waiting on the Kilkerley scores. Usually I get my scores from a man who's actually in Greece at the moment watching Ireland getting defeated. So he promised me he'd still have updates, but I'd say he's in a bad way after Ireland's loss tonight. The Kevins against Roach. It looked like Roach had it. It looked like Roach were going to win it. That game was such a tight game. Kevin's led with 2 points early on, and then it was point for point, level. Kevin's led 7-6 at half time. Then after the break, it was the Roach. They pushed on and they actually led 11-9. 11-9. 11-9 and four points in a row from the Kevins done the damage from Shane Mead, Cameron Maher, Tom Matthews. They got the last 3, and TJ Doherty, he got it. He got the first point in that run to get them back up and running, make it 11-10. But that's a big win for the Kevins, and I'll tell you exactly why when we go through the tables. Let's keep on going, and I'll talk about how that affects Roach also. Hunterstown 3-6 to 8-point winners at home in Hunterstown. First goal coming by Finn Kelly. He got a point off the bench last week. He got a 25th minute goal, and that was kind of a really good clinical performance from Hunterstown. Shane Haley got a goal 3 minutes in the start of the second half, and then Dean Burns killed the whole game off in the 48th minute with Hunterstown's 3rd goal. And we'll jump straight now to Division 1. Sean O'Mahony's 1-7, the Jocks 10 points. It looked like Sean Healy was going to be the hero for the Martins, who suffered an early goal from Conor Martin. He finished with 1-1. Terry Kelly again with 5 points, top scoring. But Sean Healy levelled the game. Ben Callanan got another leveller, and it looked like Healy was going to be the winner with a late point. But Thomas Rice made it a share of the spoils draw for the Mahonys with a late goal into injury time there on the Point Road. So good point on the Point Road for the Mahonys. The Dreadnoughts 2-7, the Jared 2-4. The Dreadnoughts could have won that game at half time. They could have not come out for the second half because they were 2-4 to no score up. Who got the 2 goals? Loud panelist Jay Hughes. Who got the 2 goals for the Geraldines? Brian Cafferty. Maybe he'd feature in future squads. But 4 points in the second half, and the Dreadnoughts was enough to see them over the line. I'd say it was a nervy enough second half. And I was very nervy enough the second half for them. But could you imagine me in the Pats? It looked like Ardee were home and hose. Kieran Kiki Keeling gets the first goal. Another Loud panelist, not on it this season. not on it for this weekend. The last game, maybe not the last game of the season. Tiernan Corrigan, Conor Gillespie looked to have wrapped up the points. Conor Grogan pulled the goal back, and then a late goal from Danny O'Connor gets the Pats a really, really big win at home in Lordship. And knocks RDR a little bit as well off the chasing pack. 3A. Actually, I'll still wait. I'll still hold there. I think the Finbars have won. But waiting on full confirmation. The Mitchells 2-13. The Knicks 10 points. Really good performance from the Knicks. They led at half time. They look to be going quite well. They probably couldn't get over the line in terms of the first half. But Paddy Downey, Lee Kavanagh again find the range from Maher Khan Sheehan. All give them a really good display. They put up to the leaders and led at halftime. Hayden Quinn was a thorn on the Mitchell side, according to reports I'm getting in, but they just couldn't hold out in the second half. An early Jamie Dornan goal sets the tone. Then they go 4 points ahead. Trevor Matthews kicks 4 points in total, and then a late goal and point from John Gallagher kills it off. Winning is a habit. That's 8 in a row, 8 out of 8 for the Mitchells, as they look to maybe get qualified, get promotion in the automatic spot as quick as possible before the split in the season comes. I don't know whether that's mathematically possible. I haven't worked it out fully yet, but Anna Minnan, they mathematically did themselves no favours in the first half, conceding 4 goals to the Malachis. They had their work done, early foundations, absolutely laid with Matthew Campbell. He's playing really good stuff. He got a goal on the wing, and then a brace midway through the half from Jason Clark, put Miles in really good position. And then Daisy, Ronan McElroy gets a late goal, and then 2 goals. I think Rory Freeland kicked a good lot of scores. Dwayne Markey and Dylan Mulholland. I think it was it Dylan Mulholland? Dylan Mulholland got the first goal. I think I'm getting more in that the Finbars did the business. The first win in 4 games. Sorry, substitute Shane Grimes got the second goal for Anna Minnan, but it was a good second half fight back. But unfortunately, the first half in Stonetown wasn't to be, and the Mals just did the damage and kept firing it on and getting a couple of scores just to get them over the line. And that's a big result. I'll tell you exactly why very shortly. The Westerns, they trailed by 5 points at half time. Peter Fitzpatrick doing the ref in there and doing a good job at it seemingly. But the fight back came from the Westerns. Killian Crosby gets that goal, gets them right back into it, and suffers the Sean despite Cormac Walsh, Emmett Duffy's best efforts, Marty Duffy as well, kitchen in Kevin McMahon too. But the Westerns beat their local rivals in a big win. That's the first win time to beat these Seans in a good while. Then the Cuchulainn Gales, they beat the Dowdlers 2-13-6 in Omeath, lovely Omeath this evening. 2 boys who are getting scores, James Sharkey and Jamie Malone. James Sharkey, I think nearly another one only was ruled out for square ball, has them flying up the table. Stabana, an early goal from Harry Butley, but he wee bit off in the freeze, so they should have been out of sight by half time, but then left it very nervy in the second half with Rory Taft getting an early penalty, pulls him right back in, and then Paddy Fannin gets a late goal that nearly made Stabana get very squeaky bum time, but they still had enough, and that's a crucial win also. Finbars, I think I've won. Let me see. Let me just check my confirmation. 2-14-1-4. I think it's safe to say with a few minutes left, they've won that game. Jack Butley got the second goal. Michael McCardle playing good stuff as well. He got the first goal. I'm waiting on the Glide scores, but that's a big win for the Finbars, who like I said, it's their first win in 4 games. Might resurrect them off the that relegation race as well, but they're still going to be down there. The Piercy and the Plunketts didn't play, obviously, and then that's it. That's every game covered. Let's go into the tables. But before I go into the tables, I'm going to wait. I'm going to make you wait, like I did to all the Patreon people out there who signed up all week on Loud and Proud. Really appreciate it. Really good stuff there. Live shows, 4 or 5 podcasts previewing up to Kerry. You'll have all updates. When the teams come in, when you get the scores, I will have them all in for you. Let's have a look now. Let's look at the table. Look at the tables now. Right. The reason why, I'll start from the bottom. I'll start at 3B. The reason why that was such a big result for the Malachis, because they've played Annaminnan Rovers and they've opened up. That was a chance for Annaminnan to overtake them, and now the Mals are 3 points caught adrift from them and Cuchulainn Gales, who are right in the race now after the win. And the Knicks, suffering to the Mitchells, are right down to 8 points. They're 8 points off the Mitchells, they're 4 points off the Malachis. The Malachis look to be really getting a firm grip. And there is games to go, and there's going to be 3-pointers to come. But yeah, that's a really big win for the Mals as well. And then Mitchell's obviously 8 from 8. Dowdall's Hill still rooted to the bottom. Sean's suffering to the Westerns. I mean, it keeps the Westerns just ahead of them on 6 points to 4. But yeah, really good win for the Malachy there over Annamin and their nearest rivals, and cutting that gap in that promotion spot as well. Right, let's move on to 3A. With the Plunkets not playing, it opened up a chance for Stabannon to draw level. Sorry, interruption there. It opened up Stabannon a chance to go level on top of 3A, and they have done that. They're drawn in 12 points. Clyde losing tonight means they're still on 6 points with the Tones. The Finbars are on 4 points, but they're only 2 points now off the Piercy. So they're starting to make that climb out of the Great Escape. But the Piercy obviously will still have that game in hand because they were supposed to be playing the Plunkets. But yeah, like the win for Stabannon over the Tones makes it 6 points the gap between them and Clyde. That's massive now. I know there's still a couple of rounds to go and there's still a 3-pointers, but even psychologically to get those wins, to get that gap, to keep the chasing pack off them and go level with the Plunkets would give them an awful lot of confidence going down the stretch. Division 2. Now this is getting really, really, really tight now. Really tight because, right, you have down the bottom, okay, so the Connells look in a bad way. They have to lose at 8 out of 8. Dunleer, after good performances, suffered again, so they're on 3 points. And then Glen Emmets were beaten as well on 5 points. But above them, Hunterstown are just, that was a 4-pointer between them and Tullyannon. So that pushes them 4 points away from Lanlear in that relegation playoff spot. And then right at the top, right, this is where it gets really interesting, because the Gales, having lost 2 in a row, are still on 12 points. They're still top of the table, but they're joined now for the first time by the Cavans, who are on, that's their 5th win. No, 6th win. 5th win and 2 draws sees them on 12 points as well. Kilkerley are top of the table. No, Kilkerley are 11 points. They're second in the table. And then the Irelanders, with that win tonight, sees them on joint 10 points with the Clans. Roach are still right down the bottom, probably top of the bottom pack. And the Joes right beside them as well. And Cooley as well, with those wins, has seen them getting off the bottom of the table and maybe looking up rather than looking down. And then Division 1. After tonight, let me see, I'll just refresh this. Just refresh at the top of the table, even though it's fairly clear. But there's still 3 games to be played tomorrow, so 6 teams to play tomorrow. But the Martins got away lightly thanks to the Pats win, and they open up a 3-point gap. The Pats beat RD. The Mocktas still have to play. The Mocktas can go second with a win tomorrow. And then with the Martins only drawn, they're still top and they're still unbeaten. They're still with 15 points. And right down the bottom, the Rattleys have to play tomorrow. Big win for the Dreadnoughts tonight. That gives them a 3-point cushion from the Rattleys. The Brides are on 4 points. They play tomorrow. The Geraldines look to be getting sucked right back into it after 3 early wins. And the Blues as well, they're on 6 points with the O'Mahony's with that big win, and Malach and the Feckins all on 7 points. So the Pats are right up there actually on 9 points after 8 games. So that's not a bad average to have. Let me see. One last update. Let me have a look. No more updates for you. That's all the results in. I'm going to give performance of the weekend. Has to be the Pats beating RD last minute, battle to the end. Jack Murphy's named on the bench as well. Kieran Murphy's named in the team. Could be a big weekend for the Pats. Really, really looking forward to Sunday's game. I'll have all the stuff after the game, during the game as well. So do sign up now while you have the chance. I think I'm going to give it to the Pats, even though it's a great point for the Mahonys. Good win for Stabannon. A great win for the Malachis. 8 out of 8 for the Mitchells. Can't really complain. Hunterstown back to winning ways. Kevin's coming from defeat. Staring defeat in the face of Roach. Kilkerley getting back to winning ways. I think they've lost 2 in a row up until that point. The Irelanders beating the Clans in local rivalry. The Joes getting a win over the Gales as well. They always meet each other. And then Cooley's comprehensive performance as well. So just 3 games to go tomorrow. I'll have them updated on the site. The Mockters and the Feckins in Loud Village. The Brides take on the Rattleys in Knockbridge. And the Blues take on Mattock Rangers in Newfoundwell. Good luck. Bye-bye. And thanks very much for listening to Loud and Proud League All About It show. Sign up now, patreon.com/Loud and Proud for all your Loud Kerry coverage. And listen back at your own leisure to the League All About It show as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks very much for tuning in. Come on, Loud.